Hi, welcome to Winkle's Shady Nook. I'm going to restring a fishing reel. I kind of wish I would have had somebody moving the camera around for me because it gets up out of the screen here every once in a while. Should start here any second. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to use 15-pound string. I made me a little block that I could put the string on with a couple washers, so I didn't have to have somebody holding the reel of string while I was putting it on. Here I'm just putting the bolt through this roll of string in the washers, and I drilled a hole in the side of my tackle box. There's the block I cut out. I had to cut that little edge out so it would fit on the tackle box. There's a little bit wider edge on the top. That way it slid right in. Put another washer on it and a couple nuts. You can adjust the tightness of it if you want it real loose so the string runs real fast. You can loosen them up if you want it to be snug so you can set your drag. Here I'm taking a piece of old fishing line off at a reel and make sure that's cleaned out. My son-in-law gave me that reel sometime back. Never used it. Don't know if it works, but we're gonna find out. Actually, after I got done with it here, I figured out that the drag doesn't work right, so I'm gonna have to take it apart and see if I can fix that. I just set the drag on that string by tightening it up a little bit. It's on these casting reels. You got to get it through that little thing that goes back and forth first, and then you got to get the string underneath all those I don't even know what they call them. You run the string underneath those. I could have actually had some better lighting too to do this. It was kind of a pain. Well, I hope you can see a little bit of this. See how I'm going underneath those things? And all the way around. And some of this is going to get out of the camera now because I got to set it up on my lap. Enjoy the music here while I'm messing around with trying to get my fingers to work. I figured out if I got it underneath that, got it up where those little screws or whatever they are up a little bit closer, I mean further apart, that it was easier for me to get a hold of that string and tie a knot in it. First knot, and Go around it again, tie another knot in it. If I can get it around there. Now I'm gonna find my knife and cut off all the extra. I found out that when I wind it, when I first started, if I just let it hang loose instead of pulling it tight, I was able to grab a hold and go. I'm gonna mess around with the drag on the thing here for a second to see if I can get it so it's tighter. You can see the string roll down there starting to spin. Yeah, sorry I wasn't able to get this video right. I mean, so you could see what I was doing with that drag. It's tight all the time instead of loose. So if you get a big fish and it wants to run, you might snap the line because the line's not going to be able to, fish isn't going to be able to pull the line out. We're starting to get her to go here. Loosen it up a little bit so it goes a little better. Yeah, here we go. If it's running too fast, you can just put your foot up against it. I used to do this by having somebody put a screwdriver through it or something like that and have them hold on to it while I was getting that string off of that reel and onto the other one. Anyway, we're gonna go do some muskie fishing next week, and I thought, well, a little heavier string. And when I was a kid, we used to use casting rods like that to fish for larger fish, like catfish. I grew up using one of those casting rods. And then I fell in love with closed band spinning rods by Shakespeare. And I've got, half a dozen or so of Shakespeare's closed band. When you go to put the string on them, it's basically the same thing. You just got to remember to put the cap on. I don't know how many times I went and tied the string inside the reel and forgot to put the cap on. Here we're getting more and more and more string. And you can tell when it's getting full. You just look at the edges of the thing when it's going around. A little extra and you don't want it on there, just roll it back up. Put a little piece of tape on there so it don't unroll on you. I'm going to fill around and tie the end of it a little bit so it don't, so I can pull it up tight on the reel. What I do is I take and tie a loop in it. This is the part I wish I would have been able to move the camera, and I wasn't even watching the camera. I was watching what I was doing. And just pull the string out a little bit, tie a loop in there. Put a knot in it. Now it's ready to put on the rod. with bigger fish like muskie and northern and stuff like that, put a leader on it too. Otherwise, the teeth will just cut right through that string. So with that loop on there, it's really easy to run it through the rod and hook up that. Throw a leader on there and away you go. For now, I just put a little bobber on there and pull it up in there. Well, I think we're getting close to the end here, so I hope you enjoyed. Keep coming back. Hit that subscribe button. Bye. All done.